Are you fully aware of the upcoming tax changes for the year 2024? As we bid farewell to 2023, it's crucial to look ahead and prepare for the shifts in the tax landscape coming our way. The tax code is ever evolving, with changes big and small occurring every year, and 2024 will be no exception. Understanding these changes is not only about keeping up with the law, but it also directly affects your pocketbook. It's about knowing where your hard-earned money goes and how much you get to keep. Over the next few minutes, we will simplify these upcoming changes for you. We'll break down the complex jargon and legal terms into easily digestible information. So, whether you're a seasoned tax professional or someone just starting to understand the world of taxes, we've got you covered. Stay tuned to understand what these changes mean for you. The 2024 tax changes might seem complicated, but they don't have to be. Let's break them down into digestible chunks, shall we? Firstly, let's talk about the standard deduction. In 2024, the standard deduction is set to increase. This means that the amount of income you can earn before you start paying income tax goes up. In simple terms, you can earn more before you start owing the tax man. Secondly, there's a change in the tax brackets. The tax brackets are the different levels at which your income is taxed. In 2024, these brackets are being adjusted. This adjustment essentially means that you could be paying less tax on a portion of your income. Next up, we have the child tax credit. The child tax credit is a benefit that parents can claim to help offset the cost of raising a child. In 2024, this credit is being expanded. It's now more generous and will be available to more people. Also, there's a significant change in the capital gains tax. The capital gains tax is a tax on the profit you make from selling something that has increased in value. The change here is that the tax rate on long-term capital gains is set to increase. This means if you're planning to sell assets that have appreciated in value, you might want to consider the timing. Lastly, we have the estate tax. The estate tax is a tax on the transfer of property after death. The change in 2024 is that the estate tax exemption is being lowered. This means that fewer people will be exempt from this tax. There's a lot to digest here, I know. But remember, these changes are made with the aim of creating a fairer tax system. The goal is to ensure that everyone pays their fair share based on their ability to pay. So, those are the key changes. But what do they mean for you? Understanding how these tax changes impact you is crucial. So let's dive into some examples that illustrate the potential impacts of these tax changes. Imagine you're a small business owner. With the new tax changes in place, you may find that the tax deductions for business expenses have been adjusted. Perhaps you've been used to writing off certain costs, but now those rules have shifted. On a positive note, this could mean that some expenses you couldn't deduct before are now deductible. On the flip side, some costs you've been deducting might no longer qualify, so it's crucial to stay updated with these changes to optimize your tax savings. Now consider you're a homeowner. The tax changes might alter the property tax deductions you're eligible for. You could potentially save more if the threshold for property tax deductions has been increased. However, if it's reduced, you might end up paying more taxes. It's all about understanding where you stand and planning accordingly. Now let's take a look at the salaried individuals. The tax changes might have revised tax brackets or rates, which could mean that your take-home pay might see a change. You might end up in a lower tax bracket, reducing your tax liability, which is a win. But it could also swing the other way. If you've moved up a bracket, you could see a higher tax bill. And for all you investors out there, the capital gains tax rates might have been tweaked. If they've been lowered, it could mean more profit in your pocket when you sell your investments. But if they're raised, you might end up with less than you anticipated. These are just examples, and the actual impact can vary depending on your specific situation. But what's important is to be aware of these changes, so you're not caught off guard when tax season rolls around. Now that you know the impact, it's time to understand the key points. To make it easier for you, let's recap the key points about these tax changes. First off, let's not forget that the tax year of 2024 brings several significant alterations. These changes encompass a wide range of areas, from individual income tax brackets to corporate tax rates and even tax credits and deductions. It's crucial to keep in mind that these adjustments might impact your tax liability differently based on your particular financial situation. Secondly, understanding these changes is not simply about knowing what's new. It's about comprehending how these modifications can affect your overall financial health. For instance, changes in tax brackets could potentially move you into a higher or lower tax rate, influencing your total tax bill. Next, the alterations in tax credits and deductions might open up new opportunities for savings. For instance, enhancements in the child tax credit or the earned income tax credit could lead to substantial reductions in your tax liability, especially if you have dependents. Lastly, we've discussed the importance of using reliable resources to verify these changes. The Internal Revenue Service, or IRS, is a dependable resource that provides up-to-date information on tax law changes. In conclusion, these changes to the tax laws are not just numbers on paper. They have real-world implications that can influence your financial well-being. Remember, understanding these changes can make a big difference in your tax planning. Tax planning might not be the most exciting task, but it's a necessary one. There's truth in the saying that knowledge is power. By understanding the 2024 tax changes, you're arming yourself with the tools to make informed decisions. There are numerous resources available, from government websites to tax advisory services, that can help you verify and grasp these changes. So, don't hesitate to dive in and learn. Stay informed, stay prepared. That is the best way to navigate the 2024 tax changes.